Chapter 444, Attack. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. Ling was still very calm and asked, "How can I break the Langwin Golden Bell?" This time, Sylvan Moon did not answer, as if she was thinking about something. Zhang Yuochen answered, "You can't play hardball with the Langwin Golden Bell, or it will produce a strong sound wave of destruction that can kill all the martial artists in it. By doing so, you are committing suicide. Just now, we were almost killed by the sound waves." Ling frowned and said, "So we are just going to allow anyone to butcher us?" Zhang Yuochen shook his head and said, "That may not be true. Although we are covered in the Golden Bell, NRA is protecting us. The people from the black market can't hurt us. If the time is long enough, the superior in the 31st city will certainly find that there is something wrong with me and will try to rescue me. If I guess correctly, masters from the black market should launch an attack soon." Crack, crack. On a dimly lit street afar, figures emerged one by one. Among them, Di walked in the forefront, clapping and laughing. "You are indeed worthy to be my opponent, Zhang Yuochen, which finally makes me feel that the road to cultivation is not so lonely." In addition to Di, 5 of 7 kills emissary, including Red Wish emissary, Orange Star emissary, Green Robe emissary, Blue emissary, and Purple Wind emissary, followed behind him. Each of them was a master of dragons and phoenixes. Clomp, clomp. The sound of iron heels approached. On both sides of Di, 9 knights rushed out. They wore armor made of white bone. Every piece of bone was a piece of the armor, full of brilliance and sparkling like jade. This was the armor made of the bones of the monk who had reached the 9th change of the fish dragon realm, and was called the glazed bone armor. That was because the 9th change of the fish dragon realm was known as the glazed treasured body. It was sword-proof, waterproof, and fireproof, which was much better than an adamantine and indestructible body. By using the bones of the monk who had reached the 9th change of the fish dragon realm, the refined armor was not only extremely tough, but also contained strong power from the bones. Their warriors in the initial stage of the Heaven Realm could exert the power of a warrior who reached the completion of the Heaven Realm by putting on the glazed bone armor. If the completion of the Heaven Realm warriors wore glazed bone armor, they would be able to exert the power of the first change of the Fish Dragon Realm. Sylvan Moon's face suddenly sank when she saw the 18 knights, the glazed knights. The 18 knights, except for the 2 knight commanders, had the martial cultivation of the completion of the Heaven Realm. And by putting on the glazed bone armor, their strength increased immediately. They surpassed the mortal warriors and achieved the strength of the Fish Dragon Realm. 18 glazed knights of the Fish Dragon Realm could almost destroy a suzerain or a family. Di smiled and said, "Silver Sky Emissary, you left the black market 25 years ago, and the hall owner misses you very much. So he wanted me to ask you to come back." Zhang Yuochen was quite surprised. Why did Di call Sylvan Moon Silver Sky Emissary? Could it be that Sylvan Moon was once from the black market? Sylvan Moon stared at Di and sneered coldly, "Since I've left Black Market Excellence Hall, I cannot go back." Di, go back and tell the hall owner that if he wants to ask me back, let him come personally. Don't send over juniors like you to get killed. Standing behind Di, Purple Wind Emissary said clearly, "Silver Sky Emissary, you overestimate yourself too much. Do you really think because you have cultivated into the glazed treasured body that no one under Half-Saint could get you?" Sylvan Moon took a glance at Purple Wind Emissary and said indifferently, "In my eyes, you are just a junior." "Is that right? Then let me know how strong you are." Phew. Purple Wind Emissary displayed a wonderful bodily movement in a flash. He passed through the light screen of the Langwin Golden Bell and got into the Silver Sky Mercenary group. The Langwin Golden Bell was originally controlled by Purple Wind Emissary. Of course he could shuttle in and out of the light screen of the Golden Bell at will. He appeared by Sylvan Moon's side at an extreme speed. He tightened his fingers and used 2 fists to hit straight out. Mountain pushing fists. Purple Wind Emissary's fists emitted a colored glaze aureole, which turned out to be the cultivation of the 9th change of the Fish Dragon Realm. He had cultivated the glazed treasured body. Before the arrival of the fists, a strong boxing force rushed forward, as if it could push down the mountains. Sylvan Moon moved her body magically and fell back. Her slender and flexible waist suddenly bent into a bow shape. passing through Purple Wind Emissary's fist. At the same time, she condensed vital essence and chopped toward Purple Wind Emissary's neck with her palm. Rocking Hill Force. Purple Wind Emissary changed his bodily movement immediately and fell to the ground with footsteps moving forward. Then, 4 figures appeared who encircled Sylvan Moon in the center. The 4 figures punched out at the same time, breaking out the Rocking Hill Force. Sylvan Moon flew away from the ground and jumped out of the boxing circle. Purple Wind Emissary retreated backward, returning to Dee's side outside of the light curtain of the Langwin Golden Bell. Sylvan Moon wanted to follow behind Purple Wind Emissary, but she did not expect for Purple Wind Emissary to respond so quickly that he would close the Langwin Golden Bell again before she could reach it. I did not expect that your cultivation had actually reached this step. Sylvan Moon stopped in midair and stared at Purple Wind Emissary, seeming to be somewhat surprised. Back then, the martial cultivation of Sylvan Moon was far beyond Purple Wind Emissaries in the Black Market Excellence Hall. And Sylvan Moon was selected as the first emissary. Through the 2 strikes of the previous battle, Sylvan Moon discovered that the cultivation of Purple Wind Emissary was not weaker than hers. Purple Wind Emissary said, "The reason you were caught by me is not because you're not working hard enough, but because the resources of the Black Market Excellence Hall are more abundant. Therefore, my cultivation speed is faster than yours. In fact, it's already quite unexpected that your strength is much more formidable than I thought." Purple Wind Emissary relied on the black market. It was definitely better than Sylvan Moon, who was alone in the fight. If Sylvan Moon was still in the black market, it was estimated that she would have already reached the Half-Saint realm. Anyway, I can't return to the black market anymore. Since we have to fight, let's fight. Sylvan Moon stood straight with firm eyes. Purple Wind Emissary took a look at Yi and asked for his opinion. Yi blinked his eyes and laughed. "Use the Roaring Flame Hammer first." "I'm coming." A man with a green flame burning all over his body rushed out from behind Yi. It was Green Robe Emissary among 7 Kills Emissary. His face was thin, eyebrows stark, and eyes deeply concaved. He held a flaming bone hammer and knocked on the Langwin Golden Bell. The bone hammer, which was up to 3 meters long and shaped like a giant human skull, was surrounded by green flames. Buzz! The roaring flame hammer hammered above the golden light screen, forming a circle of ripples suddenly and making a loud noise, as if the sky clock was vibrating. If that hammer struck the ground, it would be enough to make the surrounding 10-mile area turn into a sea of fire. It is actually another holy weapon. This is bad. Zhang Yuochen's heart sank. The Langwin Golden Bell could withstand the attack of the sound waves with the array arranged by the Silver Sky Mercenary Group. However, by adding a roaring flame hammer, the power of the sound waves would be improved again. Boom! All the buildings in the Silver Sky Mercenary Group collapsed, and even the thick copper pillar was cracked with a grain of lines, as if they were about to fragment. With only the first wave of attacks, the defensive strategy of the Silver Sky Mercenary Group had been destroyed. It would be impossible to block the second wave of attacks.